Okay, there you have it. You know what's a pain in the balls? I'll show you. Let me find one here. This. Going around those rivets, you gotta go over it with a heat gun and then slowly press it in so it goes around those rivets. I didn't realize that at first. There is the back. Did a pretty good job around them here. A couple had to go around. This side I did first and I didn't realize it, and what I ended up doing was I cut it with a razor knife and stuck it around there, and it looks like shit. But then I went over it with the heat gun to make it stick better so it won't end up coming off. But from a distance you can't tell. You can only see it if you're up really close. So anyway, I got home last night and I had these already designed on the computer, so all I had to do was put the vinyl in the machine and I printed them off, and I'm still going to add more on the sides with the services. And I'm talking crap, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put that yet. I'm going to put the website on here like I said yesterday that I'm going to do, but somewhere in here I'm going to put the service. I actually think I'm going to put them like down in this corner, like tear that stupid ass sticker off there and put them like that wide and just list them right down the side there. I'm not going to put them on the back, so put them there and then down this side right here, list the services like that. And as far as the website goes, I haven't decided yet. I think I might put the website down across the bottom there. I was thinking about putting it under there, but I don't know. And then this was my plan for putting it across the bottom down here, because I don't have to fight with any rivets. Go right across the bottom there with the website. So yeah, that's that. That's the last thing I'm going to do. Put the services down that corner, I believe, both sides. The website along the bottom there. And then we'll go from there. But anyway, that's it. So when I originally got the estimate to do this trailer like this, nothing else on it, just like this, they wanted like $1,500 to do it. And I bought a roll of vinyl that was 2 feet wide by 10 yards long. Each one of these decals on the side, they look small on the sides because the sides of the trailer are so big, but they're each just over 2 foot tall and 5 foot long. So I spent probably a total of, I don't know, under $10 in vinyl is what it would have been, because for that 2 foot wide by 10 yard long roll that I bought, I think I paid like $21 for it or something like that. And I only use, see, 5 foot long each one, 5, 10, 15. That's 3 foot in a yard. That's, so see what I mean? Not much at all. So I didn't even use half of that roll. And the roll's like 21 bucks. So probably like $5 in vinyl. It cost me to do all this. And then 2 hours of my time to print it out, put it on transfer paper, and then weeding it out and then putting it on the trailer. So it's done for like 10 bucks less. is today? Today is the 3rd. Well, what I wanted to do is, if you guys remember, not the last video, the one before it, I wanted to test out the Walker with leaves. As you can see, it did a really good job there. It left the lawn really clean looking. I like that. It did leave some little pieces of leaves behind, but just like standing at the road looking, you can't see them. You have to actually walk on the lawn to see it, where the Skag doesn't do that. When it sucks them up clean, that's it, end of story, it's clean. It's like a vacuum going across the lawn. So the Skag's got the Walker beat in that category. If it's wet leaves or wet grass, I'll take the Skag all day long, because it'll just suck it. It'll suck the grass and the wet leaves up, eat that stuff up, it won't clog a single bit. Just eat right through it. Whereas the Walker will not. The Walker will clog every time. But the one thing I love about that Walker that the Skag just will not do is you get zero blowout from the sides of the deck, the front of the deck, no blowout. When I can stop that far in front of the leaf, like a ½ inch in front of the leaf, and it'll suck it up under the deck in the front. It won't push it away. Now, I have that baffle in the front of the tire cat that goes up or down. I have it one notch before the last one going down, and it helps it out a lot. Now, I can put it all the way down in the last one. The problem is, once you go down, move that baffle down to the very last notch, the baffle sticks down a little over ½ an inch lower than the bottom of the frame of the deck itself. So any little thing you hit, you're smacking that baffle, and I've already bent it a couple times doing that last year. Now that eliminates almost all of the blowout in the front of the deck when you're coming up on leaves. It still doesn't eliminate all of it, but almost all of it. But the problem is, you bump into the tiniest little root halfway sticking out of the ground or whatever that you know the deck will go right over, and you forget the baffle's hanging down lower, you bend that freaking thing right up. So I run it one up and I deal with the blowout. Even if you go slow, you're still getting the blowout, and it's just the way it is. And my deck is pitched exactly where it should be. It's 16th over an 1/8 of an inch pitch, and they want you, according to the manual and every mower I've ever owned, they want you to be between an 1/8 and a 1/4 inch pitch to the front. That will eliminate blowout, and it does on most mowers, and it definitely cuts the blowout way down. But it's just, you know, you got the when I'm just mowing without the bagging system on there and side discharging, I get zero blowout. It's because it's allowing that airflow. But with the bagging system and the turbine on the side, you know, even though it's sucking the leaves up through the tube, it's still eliminating some of the easy flow that's going out the side. So, wet leaves, wet grass, I'll take the Skag all day. Every other condition, normal bagging, mowing conditions, Walker all day long. I'll definitely take the Walker. So, I'm going to film a little bit here. There's the leaves really ain't that bad here. This is a new account that I've gotten this year. I just picked it up about a month ago, and I've been bagging up his leaves and all that stuff. I got it for mowing and snow plowing. A lot of people have asked about my leaf pickup and things like that. When I do, this is how I do it. I've done it this way for a long time. Some lawns I wait till they're all completely down. I go in and I do a big leaf cleanup. I'm there half the day, if not all the day. It costs them a ton of money. It's just the way it is. They have too many trees, too many leaves. The ones that I can manage it on, what I offer them is whatever their rate is each week for mowing, all through the month of October, and then I usually mow right up to the week of Thanksgiving. So all through the month of October, and then the first 2 weeks in November, every single week when I get there, I blow their flower beds out into the yard and blow the driveway, whatever leaves are on that, into the yard, and then I I mow over everything, and I either mulch it up or I bag it up and I leave it at the road, and the town comes through and picks it up. Some places I actually take it with me, but most I leave it at the road. And so whatever their going rate is, say they're $40 a week for regular lawn service, every single one of those weeks they pay $80 a week. So they pay double every week. This way I can stay up on it from week to week to week. I'm not at any one property for long periods of time. Because you go in and do a big leaf cleanup before all the leaves have fallen, which they never all fall at one time. I go in there, charge them $400 or $500 to do a big leaf cleanup, and then 3 days after I'm out of there, it looks like I was never there. A bunch of leaves have fallen again, so that eliminates that. So I stay up on it week to week to week, and with everything that's fallen at a time, and it keeps the lawn looking good all through fall, and I'm making extra money, and they don't have that problem where I do a leaf cleanup and then once I leave, you know, like I said, it looks like crap a couple days later. But like I said, with the houses that have big yards with a lot of trees and they get a lot of leaves, I'm just there too long to just do a double cut fee and make it worth my time. So they wait until the end and they get one big cleanup, they pay one price. And that's how it goes. I know this parking get a little boring. Some people like these, I don't know, what would you call this? First person view, kinda? But some people like these. I really don't like to watch these ones much. I do watch them sometimes, just depends. Depends on the mower they're using and where they're actually cutting at, but I know it can get long and drawn out. It's this lawn, it's weird mowing it because the one that would be right to my right now, I used to cut that a couple years ago. There was an older guy that lived there. He got real sick. He got put in a home, didn't have any family, and he actually left the house that sold for over $300,000 and tons of money to his housekeeper. I don't know what kind of arrangement they had going on, but anyway, he left it all to her. So she had hired me, and I mowed it for an entire summer. And I did the leaves, and I remember doing the leaves over there. They were horrific. They were so bad. You can kind of see how many leaves are over there now. Um, and I don't know. They've since, I think a younger couple had bought the house, and I don't know what they really do, if they keep up on the leaves or whatever. But either way, I always looked over at this house that I'm cutting right now, and there were always massive amounts of leaves over here. I don't think they ever took care of the leaves. And I remember telling the guys, it was back when I ran employees, and I remember telling them, I'd like to just go bag that lawn up one time and see how nice it'll look, all cleaned up. But, you know, the house has since sold, and it was just repurchased a month or so ago, a month and a half ago. That's when the new homeowners found me. Actually, the last house you saw me cutting, I was there. I had just pulled up to that house one morning, and the owners of this house pulled up and asked me if I could come down the road and give them an estimate. They had just purchased a house, so this is it, and they agreed to my price, and here we are. So it's just kind of funny the way that it worked out. And, you know, you're mowing a house one year, looking at the houses to the left or the right or across the street or whatever, and you know, you never know when you're going to end up doing that house as well, or doing that house instead, is how this one turned out. But, you know, it's the good thing about this house is right to my left right now, there's an opening. You can kind of see it over there to the right that goes back into the woods. And the previous homeowners mowed a little path back into the woods there, and you can tell there's a pile where they used to dump stuff. There's a brush pile still there. Um, I don't know, maybe they had done their leaves at one point or another and they dumped them back there. But the good thing is in the springtime when I'm cutting, if I get a lot of grass, I don't have to haul it away. I can just go back in there and I can dump it. The first cut was actually pretty tall, and that is where I dumped it. I just backed back in there, and so I didn't have to haul anything away. I could have just double or triple cut it on the first cut, but you know, I had a bag and mower, so why not just bag it and be done with it? I didn't have to haul anything away, and I just dump right there. It worked out great. As far as leaves go, I just dump them at the street. The town comes and picks them up, but they only pick up to a certain date. So, which is usually the last day in October. I usually mow up until Thanksgiving. So, the last couple mows anywhere that I cut, I pretty much always have to haul them away. So it'll work out nice at this place here. I can just back right back in the woods there and dump everything there. You know, once it's past the day where the town's not going to pick them up, I can't leave them out there. So it's nice to have things like that where I don't have to constantly be hauling everything away. I do enough large projects to where I have to haul away massive amounts of leaves. So the less I have to haul away, the happier I am. Even though I have the dump and it's easy to just back in and dump it, it's just at the end of the day, I still got to unhook the trailer, go to the dump it, which is free. I dump it at a friend's house, and then I got to come back and hook the trailer back up. Just the less the better. You're about to see that steep hill that nobody ever believes me the angle. I slowed it down in a part of the video. I actually got a good view of the angle. You have to really look and check it out. Check that out. Can you see those lines going up and down? I don't know how hard they are to see, or if you can see them at all. I just mowed this entire hill with the Great Dane. That's the hill, that bad hill that I always say I need the walk behind for, because nothing else will hold it and you have to mow it horizontal. Yeah, well, you see the new tires I put on the Great Dane. If I didn't have those tires on there, I wouldn't even attempt it. Well, yeah, I would, because I tried it with the Vantage 52 I had. That didn't go so well. And I mowed all of this with the Great Dane. Now, we used to mow this whole area in here with the push mower when I used to have this property, because we had no other way of getting in here. There was, see that black archway that's right there? It was at the end, and it was anchored into the ground. So I couldn't get through that to come through here with anything else. But now that I took it back over, and they had moved that over to there, I can come right through here with the 48 with the Ferris walk behind that you guys have seen me cut this with. But this area here fills up with leaves. It's like 2 feet deep, and we used to blow them all the end and then work them through that hedgerow to get them out to the road. What a nightmare it was. And I always said, man, if I could bag this area in here a little bit at a time through the fall, it would make life so much easier, because they pack in over here too. But the one thing that I didn't realize was, look at this opening. There's an opening right here I never knew was here. And I just came in here with the 52 with the Great Dane. I've always mowed this little pass right here, this little part right here, and up the side. I never knew that opening was over there. That changes things big time. Now I can get I could probably get the Tiger Cat in there even with the blower on the side of it. Let's see where I can set you guys down for a minute. Well, I'll just hold it. I can get the Great Dane in there probably with the bagger on the, or the Tiger Cat with the bagger on the side of it, which would be nice. But I know I can get the Walker in there with the bagger, which will make things very nice. The hold on. The thing is, I never have the Walker, because for a bunch of my lawns, on this day, I always need the Ferris walk behind for that hill. That's the only thing I need it for, which was the problem I ran into before when I had this property. That's why I got rid of it. But I actually like mowing it now, and I don't mind. But I had the I'm gonna take you guys off here, hold on. So like I was saying, so I don't mind having the Ferris now, but since I need at least one mower that doesn't bag for a bunch of these other properties I have on this day, like today, I had to have it, but I also really needed the Walker. So what I did is I mowed a whole bunch of properties. I went home, I dumped off the Walker and grabbed the Ferris. Which is a pain in the ass. I mean, it's like 2 minutes out of my way, or 2 miles out of my way to swap out like that. So it's not really like a big hassle or anything. It's just annoying that I have to go home, switch mowers, and then get back on my route. I like to just go, go, go. So now, you know, on certain days, I mean, I still prefer to mow that hill with a walk behind, definitely. But I know that I can do it with that Great Dane if I have to. So on days where, you know, I have a lot to bag, it would just be easier for me to take the Walker and take the Great Dane, since I know I can do that hill with it. I haven't 100% committed to it, but I'm pretty positive I am going to. I've been over the last year or so. See, the way I was raised, if you didn't have the cash to pay for something, then you don't need it bad enough, because if you really needed it, you'll find a way to make that money. So I've never had credit cards. I never had any of that stuff, you know, and so I never had credit. I mean, I didn't have bad credit. Well, I guess I did have bad credit, but I didn't have any credit. My score was like 500, I think. It was just really bad. and I couldn't get a loan for anything now that I have a business when I really needed it. So like to start up my business and everything, I didn't take out personal loans through banks. I didn't rack up credit cards. I didn't have it, nothing. So about 1.5 years ago, I went to my bank and got one of those secured cards, and I used that for 1 year, and then they switched it over to a regular credit card and jacked up the amount on it that I could use. And then this year they sent me an offer for another one through my bank that gives me cashback rewards for fuel, which is good because I average $250 a week in fuel between the mowers and my trucks. So anyway, as a result of that, my FICO score, which if any of you guys don't know, when you apply for a loan, it goes by your FICO score. Your FICO score is a combination of all three: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Those are your 3 credit scores. But your FICO score is a combination of all 3. And that's what lenders look at when they give you a loan. They could give 2 shits what each individual one says. They look at the FICO. I thought my brakes were squealing. I think it's somebody up in front of me. But anyway, so with doing that with the secured card and getting the other card, in 1.5 years, my FICO score is now at 788. I'm like 3 points away from hitting the excellent rating. It says I'm in very good standing. So that's awesome. The reason I'm telling you that is because last year I was going to buy the new Skag walk behind. I know I want a new walk behind because I can use it for a lot more lawns if I can adjust that deck up and down, like rapid adjust, not have to pull out spacers and the casters and move spacers around, all that crap. That's the big pain in the ass part of it. So I want one of the new, it's gonna pour ass rain, I can see it coming in behind me. So that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do that. Well, I'm almost 100% positive I'm going to buy this winter when prices go down, and there's a lot of turf shows around my area in the winter, and there's one big one out in Rochester, and I think that's the one I'm going to go to, and they offer crazy deals if you buy them over the winter. So now that I have a great FICO score, great credit score, I'm going to go and buy the I want to buy the new Ferris walk behind, and I want it in a 48 with the controls up here, the cruise control, the rapid adjust for the deck height, all that fancy shit. That's what I want. I want the new Ferris. The reason I want the Ferris over the Skag, and there's 2 reasons. One, Skag's prices have gotten out of control. Do they make an amazing piece of equipment? Yeah, absolutely, hands down. They didn't get the reputation for making shit. They make an excellent piece of equipment, but you can get just as good from other manufacturers with an excellent history for less money. So Ferris is cheaper than the Skag, which is the reason why one of the reasons I want to go with Ferris. And the other real big reason is I'm past the stages of pull start and shit. I did that for years and years and years. I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with, you're at a property, you really need that mower, and bam, that string snaps. That's happened to me more times than you can even think of. It's annoying as hell. So I'm past that. And why Skag hasn't stepped up their game and put a key start on their walk behinds is beyond me. Beyond me. I don't know what the hell they're waiting for. But Ferris has a key start. At least the ones I've seen on YouTube videos, they weren't pull start anymore. You turn a key and you start the damn thing up, and that's that. And so that's the plan. I'm gonna go buy a Ferris walk behind this winter. Probably at the Rochester Turf Show, I think it's called. I went to it not last year, a year before. There's a company there called Brodner Equipment, and they're a huge, huge, huge dealer out in Rochester, and they have everything. So they had a lot of fairs there the year that I went. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna check that out. See what happens. That's it for today, guys. I was gonna go aerate a couple lawns. That's not gonna happen. It's about to pour. What you gonna do?